Were you involved with the weaponization working group, yes or no? It's a simple question. You were either involved with it or you weren't.
Senator, as referenced earlier.
Yes or no, Mr. McDonald? Do you believe that members of the weaponization working group need to abide by the Justice Department manual?
As a career federal prosecutor,
I'm asking you a simple question,
I am
yes
very
or no.
well familiar with the U.S. Department of Justice manual.
I'm glad you are. Do you feel the manual applies to people in the weaponization working group? Do they have to abide by it? Did you ever observe any of the other members of the weaponization working group violate the Justice Department manual, yes or no?
The weaponization working group has been working to illuminate the facts.
I'm not interested in a filibuster of an answer.
5 minutes, otherwise we'll adjourn the meeting. Senator Schiff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. McDonald, were you part of the DOJ's weaponization working group?
Senator, as referenced earlier in some questioning during the hearing today, the weaponization working group as commissioned by the President.
A simple yes or no would do. Were you part of the weaponization working group?
Senator, as I referenced earlier in questions before the panel, the weaponization working group as commissioned by the President and then the Attorney General
I still haven't gotten an answer. Were you involved with the weaponization working group, yes or no? It's a simple question. You were either involved with it or you weren't.
Senator, as referenced earlier.
Yes or no, Mr. McDonald?
Senator, as I referenced
earlier. I'm not interested in what you referenced earlier. I'm asking you a simple question right now, not earlier, but right now. Were you part of the weaponization working group at Justice, yes or no?
Senator, as I referenced earlier,
okay, you're not going to answer the question. You're not going to answer the question.
Was rightly
I don't know
identified.
why you won't answer a simple question, but let me ask you a different question. Do you believe that members of the weaponization working group need to abide by the Justice Department manual? Yes or no?
Senator, as a career federal prosecutor,
I'm asking you a simple question,
I am
yes
very
or no.
well familiar with the U.S. Department of Justice manual.
I'm glad you are. Do you feel the manual applies to people in the weaponization working group? Do they have to abide by it? Yes or no?
Senator, as you know,
why is that a difficult question for you to answer? Do you believe that members of the weaponization work group have to abide by ethical practices?
Senator, all Department of Justice employees every day.
Is that a yes?
Every day.
I'm asking a very specific question, not about all department employees, but about employees in the weaponization working group. Do they have to abide by the Justice Department manual, yes or no?
Senator, all Department of Justice employees.
So that's a yes?
Operate within the provisions of the Justice Manual.
Mr. McDonald, is that a yes?
Senator, I would refer you to the answer that I just gave.
Or is the weaponization working group something different? Are you suggesting that it's different, that it doesn't have to abide by the ethics manual, that it doesn't have to abide by ethics at all? Why are you refusing to answer a simple question?
Senator, I'm not refusing to answer your question.
Well, do the members of the working group have to abide by the Justice Department manual?
Senator, as I referenced in my previous answer, all Department of Justice employees.
I'm not interested in your previous answers. You can't answer a simple question, or you won't, which leads me to suspect you believe they don't have to apply, they don't have to live up to the standards of the Justice Manual. So let me ask you a different question. In your time working with this group, did you ever observe any of the other members of the weaponization working group violate the Justice Department manual, yes or no?
Senator, the weaponization working group has been working to illuminate the facts.
I'm not interested in a filibuster of an answer. Did you observe members of the working group, or did you yourself violate the Justice Department manual?
Senator, as referenced in prior answers,
so let me ask you another question.
The weaponization working group has been working.
Did you witness members of the weaponization working group mishandle grand jury material?
Senator, as I referenced earlier,
I'm not interested in
the weaponization working group has been working to understand the facts and events underlying significant weaponization of the government during the Biden administration.
Mr. Chairman, I'm asking for a simple question. I would ask your help in getting a direct answer. I've asked the witness whether he believes members of the weaponization working group at the Justice Department need to abide by the Justice Department's own justice manual. Would you assist me in getting an answer to that question?
No, I will not assist you.
Okay. Well, you have the chairman's support in not answering the question, so let me try another question. Or let me see if I can get clarity again. Did you ever witness any of the members of the working group violate rules regarding grand jury secrecy? Yes or no?
Senator, as I referenced in my prior testimony, the weaponization working group
You won't
is
answer that
working
question.
diligently to
So let me
understand the
ask you- let me
historic
ask you
abuses and
one last question
weaponization
and
of
see
the
if you're
Department
willing
of
to
Justice
answer it.
in the Biden
Mr.
administration.
McDonald, did you ever witness anyone in the weaponization working group violate the law? Yes or no?
Senator, I would refer you to my prior answer.
Your prior answer was to obfuscate, and it's become very clear you're unwilling to answer very simple questions, because it's very clear what that weaponization group is all about, and that is using the awesome powers of the Department of Justice to go after the president's enemies. I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Now, Senator Durbin.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Over the last year, the Trump administration has systematically dismantled Justice Department offices responsible for rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse in federal programs. It has done the same with components that police fraud against consumers and investors. Last April, Attorney General Bondi disbanded the team responsible for prosecuting cryptocurrency crime. Last September, she dissolved the Consumer Protection Branch in the Department of Justice, which enforced federal laws prohibiting fraud against consumers. The administration also did away with the Justice Department's tax division, established a century ago by Robert Jackson and led efforts to prosecute tax fraud. And the Attorney General has gutted the Public Integrity Section, responsible for enforcing laws against public corruption. None of this should come as any surprise. The worst examples of waste, fraud, and abuse in recent years are coming from inside the Trump administration. Want to root out fraud? Start at the top. The administration itself. Fraudsters who have made huge contributions to the president have regularly been rewarded with pardons, and God only knows what else. In April 2024, the founder of Binance was sentenced to prison and ordered to pay $50 million fine for his role in money laundering. He then brokered a deal to channel $2 billion into the Trump family crypto business, and President Trump pardoned him. What a coincidence. Just this week, we learned that Binance accounts have funneled $1.7 billion to Iranian entities with links to terrorist groups. But the Trump family's crypto company, World Liberty Financial, continues to partner with Binance. So we have these negotiations going on with Iran that risk the possibility of war, and the president's business is doing business with a company that's backing the Iranian terrorist groups. Something's wrong here. Paul Wiederhorn, a convicted fraudster, was indicted in 2024 for stealing $47 million from his own business. Later that year, he was behind a $100,000 donation to President Trump's inaugural committee. A few months later, Trump's Justice Department dropped the case. Anyone serious about fighting fraud should focus as well on the White House, who has more than doubled his net worth since returning to office. Not a bad year for the president. Blind trusts have been replaced by eyes wide open money grabs. Trump appointees have contributed to the waste, fraud, and abuse by misusing government resources and taxpayer dollars for their own benefits. Last week, news broke that Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem planned to spend $70 million on a luxury private jet, including a queen-size bed and a bar, to accommodate her official travel. FBI Director Kash Patel has shamelessly exploited the FBI's private government jet to support his jet-setting lifestyle, including a golf getaway in Scotland and a trip to watch his girlfriend perform a wrestling match. Most recently, he flew to Italy to chug beers with the U.S. Olympic hockey team. As a whistleblower told the committee, The tone was set early in Director Patel's tenure when he told FBI agents, quote, "If you have golf, hockey, fishing, or hunting and beautiful sights, you're going to see an awful lot of me." There are many unanswered questions about this so-called National Fraud Enforcement Division. Some are very basic. In January, Vice President Vance claimed that he would be the operation would be run out of the White House under his and President Trump's supervision. Then the Justice Department contradicted the Vice President, excuse me, and claimed that the new division's Assistant Attorney General would report to a Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, not the Vice President. Then we saw last night at the State of the Union address a handshake and handoff to the Vice President again. The confusion doesn't stop there. Justice Department officials cannot agree whether the division will absorb staff and resources from the existing civil and criminal division fraud offices or whether it will hire new staff. Last week, I spoke to Attorney General Bondi asking for clarification on these issues. She has not responded. So we start with the perennial question, who's on first? We should not move ahead with this nominee with such questions unanswered. I hope Mr. McDonald is prepared to answer the questions today, and I hope he's prepared to discuss waste, fraud, and abuse. Mr. President, or Mr. Chairman, I would like to enter into the record a letter which I sent to the General Accounting Office and Department of Justice yesterday about Mr. Patel's egregious use of private jets for personal travel and joyriding. And I might also add that there's serious questions being raised as to whether the resources of the FBI were available at a critical moment when we had the terrible incident at Brown University. These questions need to be answered on the record, and I think they should be led by our efforts on this committee. I yield.
Thank you, Mr.